breaking news is key to what we do every day.
There are always stories developing all over Central Florida. If something's going on, you're going to know about it.
Stand by.
We have crews fanned out from Orange to Osceola to the coast and everywhere in between. We'll be streaming it live, sending out alerts, and getting Chopper 2 over the scene.
It's our job to make sure that you are informed about what's happening in your community.
And we take pride in doing just that every day.
Local, live, late breaking. This is WESH 2 News. Local, live, late breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
And first on WESH 2 News at noon, we want to give a warm welcome to our newest WESH 2 News anchor, Nancy Alvarez.
Thank you so much, Sheldon. I'm so happy to be here. This Nancy Alvarez, man, everybody's been talking about her.
Well,
This is the deal.
and lives up to the hype, by the way.
Oh, get out of here.
True be told.
Thank you, guys. I guess this makes it official.
Yes.
So I am so proud, so happy, so excited to be here and get to work.
Yes, and we're so glad to have you here. And we've got a lot of news to cover on your first afternoon here at WESH 2, including the House Speaker race right now. You can see that Republicans are facing another day of drama as they come together to elect a new speaker. This comes after Republican leader Kevin McCarthy could not win enough votes.
We are also following some breaking news out of Brevard right now, where crime scene tape is up at a gun store after police say it was robbed overnight. WESH 2's Scott Needler will join us live with an update on that big story this afternoon.
And police need your help finding the guy in this video who violently snatched an elderly woman's purse. We've got the details on how she's doing this afternoon.
All right, right now, though, we want to start with First Warning meteorologist Eric Burris, my old friend who met yesterday. We go way back to yesterday. So excited to hear your first forecast. It's warm out there.
It is warm out there indeed, but we have a cold front moving our direction, and that will help to make things oh so nice for the weekend. But at this point, it's bringing some nasty weather to the Panhandle. Take a look from Valdosta down through Tallahassee, the I-10 corridor, some nasty weather. This cell here actually had a tornado warning just a little bit ago. Thankfully, now just severe thunderstorm warnings, but that line moves our direction later tonight and into tomorrow. Couple of things, though. As it approaches us, it will be much, much weaker. So showers, maybe a thunder shower, severity not anticipated to be there. And at this point, our first warning live Doppler radar is rain-free. Take a look downtown Orlando on our Tower Cam network. Looking great, looking right down Orange Avenue under a mix of sun and clouds. Don't worry, though, we'll time it all out for future cast and help you plan your evening. Plus, looking ahead to the weekend when I see you in just a couple minutes.
All right, Eric, thank you. All right, happening right now. House Republicans are trying to figure out who will be the next speaker. We are taking a live look right now in Washington, D.C. Yesterday, Republican Kevin McCarthy did not get enough votes to secure the speaker's job, even after 3 rounds of voting. The House is meeting again to come up with a resolution. McCarthy is not dropping out, though, despite opposition from a small group of conservatives who refused to vote for him. Well, this morning, President Biden spoke with reporters outside of the White House about the issues happening right now in Congress. North Wickham Road, just south of Pineda Causeway, and that's where WESH 2's Scott Heidler joins us live. Scott.
Yeah, well, Melbourne Police Department got the call at 3:15 a.m. that they're off in the back door of this gun shop. Now I'll step out of the way here, and you can see now on the front door they are closed today because there is an investigation going on. There's not a heavy police presence, but in the last 45 minutes. So right now there's investigation going on, but that's really about all we know at this stage. Now Melbourne Police are saying that they need some help in this investigation. So if anybody has any information about this, they say there was one male wearing a hoodie. We are hearing, too, that there is security camera footage of him in the shop as this burglary was taking place. But if anybody out there knows anything, to call the Melbourne Police Department right away. Reporting live in Melbourne, Scott Heidler, WESH 2 News.
All right, taking you over to Orlando now, where police are looking for the person who robbed an Advance Auto Parts last night. This happened along West Church Street. Police say the person had a gun. When they walked in and demanded to be taken to the safe, the employees fled the store, and then the suspect ran off. Police say some evidence was recovered nearby, and they are working to identify that suspect. This next video could be hard to watch for some of you. Police in Castleberry are looking for the person who stole a woman's purse, causing her to fall to the ground. This is terrible. This happened back on Friday, but police just released this video. It shows a woman walking in the parking lot of a business along Hollow Branch Drive, and that's when a man runs by, and you saw it there, tries to snatch her purse. He doesn't get it the first time, but he gets it the second time, which then causes the woman to fall face first to the ground. The woman was not seriously hurt. Police released these pictures which show this person they believe is responsible for this. So come over to your TV or your tablet if you can. Take a good look. If you recognize him, be sure to call police.
Avenger star Jeremy Renner is recovering after getting run over by his snowplow.
Yeah, he posted a photo on Instagram yesterday from his hospital bed saying he was too messed up to type, but was sending love to his fans. Renner's spokesman says the actor had surgery the night of his accident for blunt chest trauma and orthopedic injuries. Nevada authorities say the actor was using his plow to help free his car that was stuck in the snow. After freeing the car, he hopped out of the plow to talk to the family member who had been driving the car when it got stuck, and then the plow began to roll.
In an effort to stop the rolling piston bully, Mr. Renner attempts to get back into the driver's seat of the piston bully. Based on our investigation, it's at this point that Mr. Renner is run over by the piston bully.
Geez, can you imagine? Authorities do not believe the actor was impaired in any way during the accident.
2 Central Florida Democrats are officially done serving their times in Congress. Former Representative Val Demings tried to run for Senate against incumbent Marco Rubio, but lost in November. And former Representative Stephanie Murphy said in December of 2021 that she planned to leave politics. Well, Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer thanked both women in a tweet yesterday, saying they represented our community with great commitment and compassion. Governor Ron DeSantis and First Lady Casey DeSantis took to the stage for their first dance at the governor's new term in office.
The couple hosted the governor's inaugural ball last night at the Donald L. Tucker Civic Center. The couple walked out to a rendition of Van Sant's Sweet Florida and danced to Frank Sinatra's Fly Me to the Moon. They were eventually joined on stage by their 3 children, Madison, Mason, and Mamie. Members of the Florida cabinet were at the event with their spouses, and attendees gathered to celebrate what they called the free state of Florida.
Looks like everybody had a good time.
Yeah.
All right, still ahead, missing luggage tracked all the way to an apartment complex dumpster. How one traveler says that she was finally able to get her belongings, and how the airline is responding to all of this.
What a mess. All right, but first, the latest on Buffalo Bills defensive player Damar Hamlin.
He's still sedated right now. They just want him to have a better chance of recovering better. It's just heartbreaking seeing him like that.
Oh, it is. The 24-year-old fighting for his life after going into cardiac arrest.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Rubenstein Law. Injured? Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Breaking news is part of the culture in Central Florida, and when news breaks, you can count on WESH 2 News. When we get tipped off that something big is happening or we hear something over the scanner, our crews jump into action.
We're on our way right now.
So many of our reporters have been covering news in Central Florida for decades, and they have so many connections, contacting sources and tracking down leads, all to make sure you have the very latest information.
Local, live, late breaking. This is WESH 2 News. You're watching WESH 2.
Buffalo Bills star Damar Hamlin is still in the hospital this afternoon and receiving a lot of support from football fans all over the country. Niagara Falls and the Buffalo skyline were all lit up with the team's colors, white and blue, last night. And Bengal Stadium, where Hamlin collapsed, also glowed blue.
Amazing tributes. We're also learning new details about his injuries and how doctors are helping him in the ICU.
He went into cardiac arrest on the field on Monday's game. ABC's Maggie Vesco reports he was resuscitated for a second time at the hospital. Automated external defibrillators, or AEDs, have helped increase the survival rate. A couple of years ago, Florida passed a law that requires students learn CPR at public high schools. And now a Brevard County group that advocated for that law, called Who We Play For, is pushing for mandatory EKGs for student athletes. The group is working with state lawmaker Fred Hawkins from St. Cloud. They are also pushing for sudden cardiac arrest drills at schools.
I'm so glad we did that follow-up story here locally, because it just shows, you know, it's such a horrific thing that we witnessed on that football field, but the conversations we're having, right, in the days after, it's going to save other lives.
Yeah, an opportunity to learn from that experience, for sure.
Absolutely.
And have brighter days going forward for student athletes and just anyone, really. Listen, speaking of brighter days, this weekend, can we just chat for a second?
Yeah.
You like some cooler temperatures?
It's going to be really cold, though. I got to go to my niece's soccer game.
Really cold?
What are you talking?
44 degrees, right?
Oh, that's freezing.
49 degrees?
Oh, I can deal with that.
Unless you're going up to Georgia.
No,
Yeah.
Lake County.
Highs in the 60s and 70s, morning lows in the 40s and 50s. That's okay, right? Okay, just a little bit. For now, though, we've got some clouds and some showers that are moving our direction. Here's a look down I-4, downtown Orlando, off in the distance. This is from our first morning live Doppler radar tower. Current temperature sitting at 78 degrees in the city. We're at about 80 degrees in the villages in Ocala, 77 here in Palm Coast, 79 degrees back over to New Smyrna Beach. First morning live Doppler radar in our area. Still good, so your lunchtime plans are just fine. Your dinner time plans, for the most part, are just fine. But tonight, we do have some showers working in. Take a look at the visible satellite, though. We are definitely adding more and more clouds into the mix as that cold front works closer. There's the rainfall now, bringing nasty weather to the I-10 corridor. Out ahead of it, those clouds, so we're increasing the clouds now, and by tonight, that line of rain moves on in. And when it does, what a difference a day will make, right? 84 this afternoon. By Friday afternoon, a high temperature of 69 degrees. So let's talk temperatures. Again, the chillier morning, Sheldon, 48 degrees. The chillier afternoon is going to be Friday at 69. But this weekend, highs in the 70s, morning lows in the 40s and 50s. That is everything we could hope for on a January weekend.
I mean, yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
It's
nice.
Florida, so yeah.
We don't have a choice.
No. All right, supporters say that they have a more environmentally friendly alternative to burials and cremation.
Yeah, interesting story, but not everyone is on board with this. Next at noon, we have reactions about human composting.
All right, more students in Central Florida are back in the classroom today, and there are more concerns about COVID cases going back up after winter break.
Yeah, NBC's Daisha Burns shares how school districts across the country are handling the surge. All right, and we have a reminder this afternoon for parents and guardians. Classes resume tomorrow for Brevard, Marion, and Polk counties. Flagler schools are enjoying a few more days off. They actually return on Monday. Good for you, Flagler.
Well, New York is now the 6th state to legalize human composting. So this means when someone dies, they have the option for their body to be decomposed to soil and return to the earth.
So this is interesting. Human composting is said to be much better for the environment because there are no chemicals from being buried and no carbon emissions from cremation. It's also a solution for those who want to be laid to rest closer to home, since a regular burial is not legal anywhere but in a cemetery, of course. But people seem to be split over this option.
No, there's more than enough space to bury bodies. I don't see the attraction. Obviously, there's no cost savings.
You could plant a tree with his remains. You know, it would be forever.
All right, so we checked. If you're interested, it costs about $8,000 to compost a body.
I heard about this on the radio last year, and I think it's going to lead to a lot of interesting debate from here on out.
And we'll be following it, I'm sure.
Millions of people with outstanding student loans are hanging in limbo this afternoon.
Yeah, and it may not be until the middle of the year when we find out if some of their debt will be wiped out. Ahead in our next half hour, when we could finally get an answer as the Supreme Court weighs the legality of President Biden's promise.
Plus, authorities say they found a person of interest after a couple was found dead at their senior living complex in Mount Dora. What happened?
Closed captioning is sponsored by Uncle Roy's Mobile Homes.
WESH 2 News starts now with breaking news.
And that breaking news at 12:30 on this Wednesday. Police are looking for the person who broke into a gun shop in Melbourne overnight.
Yeah, they say multiple guns were stolen from Sicario's gun shop along North Wickham Road. That's just south of the Pineda Causeway. The store is closed for today while police go over the scene. If you have any information, please call the Melbourne Police Department. And police in Castleberry are looking for the person who stole a woman's purse, causing her to fall to the ground. You can see the woman just walking along in the parking lot of a business along Hollow Branch Drive. Police released this photo of the person they believe is responsible. Thankfully, the woman was not seriously hurt, but of course, if you recognize that man, call police.
All right, other top story this half hour, of course, is the forecast. We started off warm today, but we're in for a cool down.
We are. Don't make it too cool, though, Eric. But we're just getting to know each other. But I can't handle the cold.
We're going to keep it in control.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that I promise
Thank you.
This time around, at least. Let's look over to the live radar. This is a line of showers and storms moving our direction. That line has been quite powerful, as a matter of fact. Currently watching tornado warnings in parts of South Georgia. But as this line moves into our area, it will be just showers and maybe a thunder shower. And then it ushers in the cooler temperatures by late this week into the weekend. First warning, live Doppler radar, relatively quiet, but I am starting to watch a few teeny tiny sprinkles showing up, just kind of the harbinger of change. But tell that to our friends over here in New Smyrna Beach. They're out and enjoying the warm temperatures, the beautiful day. It's currently 79 there, 78 degrees in Daytona Beach. Live temperature in Orlando is 80, and we're at 82 in Palm Bay. There's the cold front on the back side. Instead of high temperatures in the low to mid 80s, we'll enjoy high temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s. So what about your neighborhood? We'll take it day by day, get you ready for your weekend when I see it coming up in just a couple of minutes.
All right, Eric, thank you. We're following new details in a case that really rattled the sense of peace in a quiet Lake County neighborhood. An elderly couple in their 80s were found dead at their senior living complex in Mount Dora on New Year's Eve. Police now say that they have identified a person of interest in this case who was found out of state in the couple's car. The person of interest is a woman who officers tell us people had seen around the Waterman Village complex several times over the weekend. She was allegedly escorted out of the area by security the day before New Year's Eve before coming back and asking someone else at the complex if she could take a shower. That person hit the alarm and the woman ran off. Well, in the early hours of New Year's Eve, the car belonging to Daryl and Sharon Getman was spotted leaving their complex, and their bodies were found later that day.
This incident was, I believe, random. I believe it was someone that was simply passing through, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Authorities have not identified that woman or said where they caught her, but they did tell us that she's facing a grand theft charge and will be brought back to Florida. She is not facing charges, though, in connection to the couple's death.
Deputies in Lake County say an alleged intruder is dead after breaking into a home. Investigators say Ryan Baldassar broke into the home on Lakeview Street through a window. Someone inside the home then shot him. Investigators say he died at the home. They also say that evidence shows the shooter opened fire in self-defense. And the student accused of plotting a mass shooting at Embry-Riddle University back in 2021 will remain in jail. A Volusia County judge denied John Hagan's request to attend his grandfather's funeral. Now, he has been in custody without bond since his arrest in December of 2021. The judge said Hagan's is still a danger to the community. All right, and we have the video here showing the moment a suspect pointed a laser at a Brevard County Sheriff's helicopter, temporarily blinding the pilot. It happened Sunday as the Sheriff's Office helicopter was helping police track down a stabbing suspect in Palm Bay. The Sheriff's Office says the incident threatened the pilot's life. Dean Belay was tracked down by Palm Bay police and arrested. He is now facing a felony charge. The Federal Aviation Administration tracks these laser strikes every year. The latest numbers are the highest ever recorded at nearly 10,000 in 2021.
Look, weather's personal. When I get to work, I'm thinking about you and how the weather impacts your day. That's why I bring your forecast into focus, so you can clearly see what the day looks like. Whether on TV or chatting with you on Facebook Live, I'm always here to let you know if storms are on the way or if it's a great day to get outside with family and friends. Because keeping your forecast in focus is personal. I'm your Chief Meteorologist, Tony Manoff.
Orlando police are trying to find the person who's responsible for a hateful message that was projected on a building downtown during the New Year's Eve celebrations.
Yeah, the message was targeting the Jewish community. Officials say it read, quote, "Honk if you hate the Jews." It comes as the Anti-Defamation League reports a rise in anti-Semitic cases in Florida in recent years. Leaders in Central Florida's Jewish community say the latest incident is disappointing, but it's not the first time it's happened. And Mayor Buddy Dyer did release a statement saying, quote, "After learning about a recent display of anti-Semitism in our city, I want to clearly state that prejudice and hate are not welcome in Orlando and should always be condemned. To the members of Orlando's Jewish community, we stand with you, united against anti-Semitism and hatred." Well, the Japanese government wants families to move out of Tokyo and they're offering an enticing incentive.
Yeah, so here's what's happening. Tokyo's metro area has about 37 million people in that population. So to deal with all of that overcrowding, Japan's government found a way to attract people to regional areas and revitalize towns that have declining populations. Families will be eligible to receive $1,000,000 yen. That's about $7,700 per child if they move out of the Tokyo region. A national census shows more than half of Japan's municipalities are expected to be in underpopulated areas. Interesting thing to think about.
Yeah, you haven't met my kids. I would need more money.
But they need to have more space wherever you end up going out in the country.
Guess, yeah. They're kind of a pain. All right. Just kidding. Love you guys. All right. After a week of travel chaos between Christmas and New Year's, Southwest Airlines says those with lost luggage should have their bags returned by the end of the week.
Yeah, but one woman who flew with United found her bag and it wasn't where it was supposed to be. She says that she followed an air tag to her bag to someone else's home address.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Valerie Silbala was flying back to DC's Reagan Airport and says the airline lost her luggage. She tracked her bag using Apple's tracking device, and it was going through a local mall. It was going to McDonald's, while United told her that it was safely at the distribution center. That wasn't happening. So she got her luggage 6 days later in a dumpster of an apartment complex with other suitcases that were emptied out and thrown away. United Airlines released a statement and said they are investigating what happened. A lot of questions to answer.
What a wild story. All right, Southwest Airlines impacted by another set of flight delays yesterday. The airline said it is now back up and running, pointing to issues with a third-party vendor that provides weather data before the airline dispatched flights. This is why they should put Eric Burris in charge of this, but okay. Southwest did not say how many flights were delayed, but the airline is already facing scrutiny over its cancellation, of course, of more than 15,000 flights during peak holiday travel time, leading to multiple investigations and even a lawsuit.
It was a mess.
Yes.
And if you were flying today, let's take a quick look at the flight boards right now at the Orlando airport. You can see that we've got 52 delays right now and 14 cancellations. Eric, I was asking you during the commercial break, is this weather related? Why we're seeing these issues right now? Or what's...
Obviously, the weather here locally is fine, right? But you go up into the Panhandle, there's a nasty line of storms. So think about it. The I-95 corridor, anything coming from the northeast, good to go. But anything coming out west kind of has to go around this weather. So that starts issues. And then there's the whole volume. Everybody wants to come here during this month.
You know, domino effect from there.
Yeah, there's just only so much airspace to deal with. But at least locally, once you get here, even if it is a couple of hours late, Orlando International and the rest of Central Florida looking pretty okay. But like, visualize this, okay? There's a line of real nasty storms, and to get planes through there, you kind of have to go around it, up over it, that kind of thing. So it definitely is exacerbating this issue. We're at 82 degrees in Orlando right now, 77 in Palm Coast, 82 to 83 from Melbourne to Palm Bay. It's a mix of clouds and sunshine over top, and our first warning, live Doppler radar, is rain-free in our area. Though north of town, we're watching that line of showers and storms moving in. It is beautiful, beautiful weather moving in. Just have a little bit of inclement weather. The good news, we can rest assured the threat of severe weather is quite low. It's mainly North Florida into Georgia and South Carolina. So today and tomorrow, a couple of showers, getting cooler for our Friday. Saturday, absolutely perfect. And then a couple of showers with our next front moving in for next week. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning is sponsored by the Flooring Center.
All right, off the top of the hour, we welcomed Nancy Alvarez here to WESH 2. She's our newest anchor here in the newsroom. We're so glad to have you. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. You know, not new to Central Florida. I've been around for a minute, but definitely new here. And I cannot tell you guys just how much I appreciate the support I've received after I made the decision to return to TV. But, you know, they gave me the opportunity to say this, and I will. At the end of the day, this is not about me. It's not. My new producers, who are now friends, and I put together a little something to show you who this is really about. So I've been a journalist here for 20 years, but I spent the last year working in our nonprofit community, hand in hand with the people tackling some of our biggest issues. So this move for me is for my friends at Heart of Florida United Way, who welcomed me 1 year ago and taught me so much. My friends Kimberly Beckler and Dwight Bain and others who I've met who are on the front lines of the mental health epidemic in our community. It is real, and they are doing hard work. My friends at Junior Achievement who are educating the workforce of tomorrow in incredible ways. Central Florida Urban League, Pace Center for Girls, the Foundation for Orange County Public Schools, and New Image Youth Center, who are shaping our next generation. My friend, Maruchi Guzman, and her team, who run Latino Leadership, an organization that works to ensure families just arriving here in our community don't fall through the cracks. My friends at the Russell Home, who wrote the book on how to care for our special needs population. My friend George at the center, and my friends at One Pulse, who still to this day help people shattered by Pulse. Still, and for many people, always. My friend Mary Downey and her team at the Hope Partnership in Osceola County, who are tackling our housing crisis every single day, one family at a time. My beloved sister Ann, Felipe, and the team at the Hope Community Center in Apopka, who ensure our immigrants and working poor have a fair shot. My friends at Hedney Nutrition, who are saving lives every single day by transforming how people in underserved communities eat. My friends at Libby's Legacy Breast Cancer Foundation, who shine a light during a woman's darkest time. And my friends at Base Camp, who have shined it for years for children battling cancer. My friends at Seniors First and Osceola Council on Aging, who serve our older population with love and respect. My friends at the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Prospera, who champion our fastest growing population. This year, I reconnected, I listened, and I learned a lot. The friends I listed here and many more are changing and saving lives every single day in Central Florida. So I am not going back to TV. We are all going together. And I just wanted to take this moment to thank WESH 2 News and the wonderful team here for giving all of us a new home.
It's wonderful. Glad to have you here. It's been great. I co-emceed an event with you last summer, and I was just so impressed with you and your commitment to the community. And we're happy to share some of those stories with our viewers here on WESH.
I think that's what did it. When you and I co-hosted that, I thought, I got to go with that guy. I got to go.
It's giving a voice to those that need it, telling stories that can help this community forward. I think that's what you bring that's so precious, and I cannot wait to see what everybody gets to do through this journey.
I appreciate it so much. And yeah, we're going to celebrate all those organizations and more. And we're going to tell the hard-hitting stories at the center of all those issues. And I look forward to being a part of the team. I appreciate it.
All right. And you can see Nancy again at 4 o'clock this afternoon with Stuart. Have a great day.
See you then.
WESH 2 News at 4, covering the big stories across Central Florida.
Breaking right now at 4.
Breaking news, new developments, and the only forecast certified most accurate. Join Nancy, Stuart, and Cam. Weekdays starting at 4.
On our next show, their kids did what? Jaw-dropping moments caught on tape you got to see. Plus, parenting expert Doc Brown from ABC's new reality show, The Parent Test, and the stars from Ginny and Georgia. Next, Tamron Hall.